Okay, so hello folks and welcome to my new video. In this one I would like to discuss the Ankylo or Ankylo or however you pronounce it. Okay, so I'm going to scroll over here real quick to this fine little creature right here. So this is how you will get metal, crystal, and obsidian. You can also choose to get obsidian with a Dodecurus, but I generally just go with the Ankylo because I really like it. Firstly, it looks kind of adorable. So when you're riding along on it, it's kind of just trotting along sort of like this. So it looks kind of cute while it's trotting along. You know, some of the creatures in Ark just look a little weird. Like, I personally think the Dodecurus, this thing right in front of me, just looks a little strange, especially when it's trotting along. The Dodecurus does get better obsidian, but when it whacks a metal rock, it only gets stone, which is why I personally vastly prefer the Ankylo. So I'm going to move, so firstly, let's discuss what you need to get for it. You should have a Journeyman Ankylo saddle, which gives it armor, which is crucial because you're going to be using this Ankylo to attack everything that attacks you. So the advantage of using the Ankylo, instead of like jumping off and attacking it yourself, is that you're probably going to die, whereas this Ankylo is practically invulnerable unless you attack something like the Titanosaur or a Gigantosaurus or something like that. You also want to get this gold chain collar, which gives it a ton of armor, extra movement speed, extra carrying capacity, and is basically just very useful. Currently, what I have activated also is Feast and Thick Skin, which are both, I mean, it just, like, if you have enough money to get some Ancient Amber to get those, I'd highly recommend them. You don't need them. The one you do need is Leg Day. Leg Day you can get from either just collecting amber around Ark, or you can also get that by watching advertisements as well. Anyways, the reason we're using Leg Day is click on the backpack again. This brings up the Ankylo. So my name in Ark is the Umbrella Corporation, so I just name all of my animals in my tribe Umbrella and then like whatever animal I have, so, or dinosaur I have. So what I'm doing is I'm moving all of the metal that he's collecting into my inventory, and then I select like the stone here, click drop, and then drop all items. That will drop everything in there except for the stuff that you purchased. So now you notice in my inventory, I've got around 500 out of 4,500 kilograms. That's because I'm using Leg Day. So this makes it so that you can basically get a ton of stuff. Like, you know, it's really good for metal. It's fantastic for crystal. And oh boy, that stuff weighs a ton as well. But then it's also okay for obsidian, and that's why I generally get obsidian with an Ankylo instead of a Dodecurus, is just, you know, if you're able to farm for obsidian and you get, you know, a fair amount of it with this, I just go for this. But for metal and crystal, oh man, this thing is amazing. Ankylos are also super easy to tame. You can sometimes tame them just by whacking them with like a metal pickaxe. I generally go with a pickaxe because it does less damage than a hatchet or a, what's this item? Or a Journeyman metal sickle. So I just go with a primitive. It's important to go with primitive. You notice I have Journeyman metal hatchet and the sickle, but I go with primitive metal pick because that just gives you less, well, I guess I don't have it equipped right now, but it gives you less sort of attack, sort of, so you have more of a chance of knocking the thing out. So you notice again, I'm heavy, so I move my obsidian, narco berries, and metal, and then just drop everything else. And because you're not really going to want to be farming for berries and stuff with the Ankylo. You want to be farming for berries with something like a Bronto, or even like, something like a Stego or a Triceratops, or, something like that. Or I guess they call Triceratops trike in Ark here. But anyways, let's go down, just keep collecting. So this is an example of why, in Ark, it's a heavily metal-dependent game. So you notice I've already collected a ton of metal in a very short amount of time. This is also without constant trips to a storage box or back to my main base. So I find this to be incredibly useful as a method for collecting things. It takes about, I would say, 5 or so trank arrows to knock out an Ankylo. And I generally just try to get, I don't know, at level 10 to 20-ish Ankylo, because when you're, wandering around getting stuff here, you're going to be knocking out a lot of experience points just collecting the stone and stuff. And then saber-tooths and these Argivises, whatever these things are called, these birds, they will come and attack you, as will scorpions. I think they're called like Pulma Scorpius or something like that. And you basically just start spamming, kind of the right-hand side of the screen, and your Ankylo will just attack them. And attacking these gives your Ankylo experience, not you experience, it gives your Ankylo experience. And so, as you notice, I've got a level 87 Ankylo, and this is kind of astounding because, I myself am level 88, but, this Ankylo, I mean, look, it is able to carry 742.6 weight. And this is also due to the fact that I have a gold chain collar equipped, but even without that, you notice I would be able to equip or carry a ton of weight. So anyways, I hope this gives you a sort of general overview of the Ankylo, why I find it to be one of the most useful creatures in this game. And, I generally just find it fun to just kind of walk around and collect just a massive amount of metal. And even at the higher levels, currently I'm level 88, I don't think it's useful to, get a Quetzal and carry the Ankylo over to things I want to get and then start getting those items. I just find it fun to kind of wander around on the Ankylo, and I don't know, I enjoy doing this. So the main thing to remember is when you're taming it, it really likes, I believe, either these purple or red, or I just move a whole bunch of berries over to its inventory, and then I feed it 2 narco berries, and then I come back a few minutes later and feed it 2 more narco berries. That's all the narco berries you need to feed it. If you want to, you can get a soothing balm, which is right here. I mean, in general, you don't even really need to do that. Most of the time, even I don't do that. I just knock out an Ankylo, put some narcos and some regular berries into its inventory, feed it a few narco berries, and then, just kind of keep wandering off, doing my thing, and then sooner or later, it'll have the text in the lower left-hand corner of the screen that says, "The Umbrella Corporation has tamed an Ankylo." So, I don't know, in general, I think that this is one of the most useful creatures in Ark Survival Evolved Mobile. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. If you enjoyed this video, please do also like it and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I will see you all back in some future videos. Thanks for watching.